Great way to start the night, Chris, on a big night here at Bray Raceway.
Oh yeah, it was. He's a nice enough little horse, and trialled well at Bacchus Marsh a couple of weeks ago, and it was tricky because he's not so fast out of the mobile, and if you try and hunt him up, he doesn't get to travel, and yeah, he slotted in well early, and the speed backed off, so just sort of poke around to the breeze, and then the leader didn't want to lead, so we went to the front, and he sort of pretty casual and just sort of went when the other ones made him.
Yeah, look, there was no challenges mid-race once you found that race, so I mean you were able to dictate terms and run the race that you wanted to.
Yeah, that's right, and he would go 10 seconds slower if he wanted to, but he just sort of does what he needs to.
What an impressive win. We're joined by Jason Lee, reunited with this mare tonight. And Jason, well, if you're going to get back on a classy mare, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. She was tremendous there tonight. Hadn't driven her for a little while, sort of when the zone stuff come in. Darby jumped on and he's been doing a great job on her. And yeah, sort of everything went her way tonight. She did everything right, and she's always showed she's had plenty of ability, so yeah, she was good.
She's had an outstanding season, there's no doubt about that. She's raced through the classes, really matured and really kicked on as a racehorse. She's best known for her finishing burst, if you like, and the fact that she was able to lead so easily. What was the plan going in from that outside gate?
I hadn't actually spoken to Anton before the race, just Marika's here looking after it, and she obviously does a lot of work with the horse, and it's one of her favourites, so tremendous job to her, and she just told Anton if we could just roll forward, but she left the gate that well. I sort of didn't have to ask her to come out, and she was good. Yeah, she just rolled across them with relatively ease, and yeah, once we got there, she was going to be hard to beat.
Jodi, you've developed a nice relationship with this promising filly, and tonight she certainly delivered.
Yeah, that's right. She's a lovely filly, this horse. I'm sure that when she gets to the better races, hopefully if we have them towards the end of the year, she'll acquit herself quite well.
Obviously at some point you're always going to have to do some work from the second row, and it was all about getting that timing right and giving her time to get up to the lead and then lay her claim in the straight.
Yeah, Clayton and Emma have sort of always said a few times I've driven her that they thought she was sort of better driven off the speed, and the times I've driven her she's led. So tonight was a chance to see what she could do off the speed, and in saying that she still had to do her fair share of work in the last lap, and you know, she got to the line quite strong. If anything, she knocked off probably the last 50 or 80.
Grant, you got a little bit of a gear change there in the parade ring from your brother, so that must have just made sure things were right. But we spoke about on the crest of a wave. At her absolute best, she races right up to that form tonight, 155.7, and she raced right up to her best.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. She's a bit of an interesting mare. We've had a few little issues with her over the years, but at her best, she's always been quite a nice mare. She's actually always raced very well here at Ballarat too. I think she'd have a very good record here. And she went well tonight. We really thought she'd run a good race at Bendigo last week, and she had no luck. She just got stuck behind the wrong horses and never got out at all, and appeared to really do well during the week. And I just thought, no bad luck tonight. I think she'll go really well, and she got the money.
Kate, what a race that was. Plenty of pace on early. You won the early battle and then saw them sweep past you, and it was on from the get-go.
Yeah, no, it was exciting. He's, you know, we sort of drove him to lead last time when the race wasn't as strong, and he just didn't really, he probably didn't finish it off like he should have, so we're happy to take the sit tonight, and it all worked out in his favour. Yeah, I mean, it's 27-2 the first quarter, a little bit of a breather, but there was really there was plenty of runs that just came left, right and centre, and they were coming wide, and you were there just waiting for those that inside effort. Yeah, well, I had the gap plenty soon enough, but I just didn't want to take it, you know, till we straightened, and he just hung in a little bit when I pulled him out and sort of lost a little bit of ground, but he just kept fighting up the straight, and was good enough to get the job done.
nice form to bring across to Australia.
Yeah, for sure. Greg Williams, he's one of the owners of the horse. He just rang up out of the blue and asked if I'd take him. Had a look at him, and his 2 runs in New Zealand. The first one was okay. He won, and the second run was a lot better and won quite well. Then COVID came and he couldn't get here, so he had a bit of a spell in New Zealand while they waited till he could fly over, and I think he was on the first flight when they were able, and he's been at home for a little while. He was at home. He wasn't a great track worker. He never showed anything very special. So going into his first start, probably a little unknown, and he won there. So good. He's a better racehorse than a track worker, and then he's improved a bit at home since. Still not brilliant at home, but good enough form to come, and he's won his next 2. So tonight I was a bit of surprised. I thought if he ran third to those 2 horses, I'd be really happy, and to beat them was pretty good.
You really put the hammer down the back.
Yeah, that's right. It sort of didn't turn out as I planned. I was hoping to sort of kick through from the second row, but the one in front of me wasn't as quick as the one outside of it. So that changed plans a fair bit, because it meant the good horse got in front of me. I was hoping to stay in front of it, but it didn't turn out that way. But as it turned out, look, he got a little breather early on when I was sort of running, and the other horse was doing a bit of work out wide. So that probably played into our hands a little bit, and sort of always knew I could get the breeze whenever I wished to. So hopped around and just sat outside it. And
we spoke to you early in the evening. You spoke about making this race a staying test, and it's exactly what you were able to do.
Yeah, wobbly galloping at the start, losing a bit of ground. It's never ideal, and I know he tacked on pretty quick, but you always do a little bit of work chasing, and I just definitely didn't want to have him tracking me into the race, so I was like, let's go, and it's probably a good time to do it now. He's what can I say? Like, the last 1200, he's just a war horse really, and he does look vulnerable, and because he's got that big looping action, but obviously in the better races, if you've got a really, really good one back in the field, they might zip him, but I just think that going forward and with him, he's just such a tough horse, and when he's in races like this that aren't full of the best trotters going around, it's probably the way we'll drive him.
Certainly firing. He's hit his straps, and now that he's a winner, he doesn't want to do anything else but win.
Yeah, no, he was really strong tonight. He was probably better than I expected him to be, and down the back I just had a heap of horse under me, so I let him run.
He won back in April, then you gave him a freshen up, and he's come back with the win at Terang here tonight. What's turned the corner for him?
Oh, I think he's just strengthened up a little bit, and although he did get a bit keen tonight, he sort of learnt to relax in his races a little bit, where he was pulling pretty hard early, so yeah.
And as you said, once he got control of things there tonight, just gave him his head and let him roll.
He knocked off down the straight, like halfway down the straight he was thinking it was all over, so yeah, no, he was super.